Well, here I go again. The Philadelphia Eagles, the team I hate the most in the National Football League, is going to win another Super Bowl. You heard it here first or last. I told you a year ago, before last season began, that the Philadelphia Eagles, the Stinkin Eagles, were going to go win the Super Bowl, and they did. I don't know how many people predicted it, but I did. And here I go again. Before this year started, I said the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the NFC, but on the new show that we do, Arena Gridiron, I picked Joe Burrow and the Bengals to win it all. So did my man Aqib Talib on Arena Gridiron, because we both believed this would be Joe Burrow's year. And it was not his year. Bengals started out 2-0. Joe Burrow got hurt. When he came back, they were 3-8 on Thanksgiving night at Baltimore. And he alone suddenly transformed the Bengals into what looked like that night a Super Bowl contender. They won 32-14, and it was just too little too late, because at that point they were already 3-8. So much for Joe Burrow, so much for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, so much for Lamar and the Ravens. Gone, gone, gone. And all of a sudden, maybe by default, I'm doing it again, because I'm here to tell you the Eagles are the best team remaining in the NFL playoff tournament that starts today. They're the best team remaining today. Now, as you know, I had the highest hope. Going back a year ago, I said Jerry screwed it up so bad that Howie Roseman, the Eagles GM, is just running Super Bowl rings around the Dallas Cowboys. And this year, I tried to not only get back on the Cowboy bandwagon, I tried to drive it. And I drove it over the cliff down into the ravine. Because I even truly believe that once the Cowboys caught a little bit of fire in that four-day stretch just before Thanksgiving, beat the Stinkin' Eagles at home, after being down 21-0, roared back and won 24-21, and then beat the Chiefs that I thought were still the Chiefs at that point on Thanksgiving Day at Jerry World, 31-28. I thought, here we go. We've taken off. Jerry won the trade deadline for once with Quinnen Williams, Logan Wilson. We got Overshown back. And I thought we were off to the races. I thought we would go win at Detroit. We would come home and beat Minnesota. We would beat the Chargers at home. We would go win at Washington, what was left of the Commanders, and go win at Giants, what was left of the Giants. And we would finish out 11-5-1, because we beat Micah's Packers, I thought, but it's a tie. It was a tie that we won. But I thought that tie was going to get us over the hump, over the top against the Stinkin' Eagles. I really thought we would take off and go 11-5, win out from that point on. While the Eagles at that point were 8-5, having lost at Chargers. And I thought, okay, I'll give them the game, obviously, at Las Vegas. But then at Washington, I thought there could be an upset there in the making. And then definitely at Buffalo, I thought the Bills would beat the Eagles. And if they finished 2-2 to get to 10, obviously that would have made them 10 wins, 10-5 at that point. That we would beat them by half a game because of our tie/win over Micah. Obviously, we went to Detroit on my birthday and stunk, and we stunk against the Vikings on Sunday night at home, and we stunk against the Chargers, and that was the end of us. I have lived and breathed Dallas Cowboys since I was 10 years of age. But I have to admit it, the Eagles are once again positioned to win it all, because they are the best team remaining in the tournament. So here's what's going to happen. The Eagles are going to beat the 49ers at home. They're going to beat the Rams. The Rams will win at Carolina. The Eagles will beat the Rams at home. rematch of that game that they stormed back to win, you recall, earlier in the season. And they won't need to storm back this time. They'll just win. And then the Eagles are perfectly equipped with the best defense remaining in the tournament to go to Seattle and beat Sam Darnold, who will make some fatal late mistake that will allow the Eagles to edge the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game and storm on to the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, in the AFC, here's what's going to happen. I look back at the game that was played on December 28th at Buffalo as a Super Bowl preview. You remember what happened? It was 13-12 because Josh Allen had a 2-point conversion throw to Shakir as he broke free along the back line, and he missed him by about 3 yards. Worst throw I've ever seen Josh Allen make. Superman turned into Jimmy Olsen or maybe even Lois Lane. And yet, I think that moment was the launching point for Josh Allen to storm into these playoffs. I think he's going to be on a mission knowing there's no Mahomes, there's no Burrow, there's no Lamar. This is his to win. He's got a tough game. It'll be a battle down to the wire at Jacksonville, but the Bills are favored, and I think they'll win it. And then I believe that the Buffalo Bills will then go to Mile High and beat the Broncos, a game that in the projected spread they will be favored to win by another 1.5 at Mile High. I just think they're a little better than the Denver Broncos, especially on offense with Josh Allen and the leading rusher in James Cook. Their defense has veteran playmakers. I know the stats scream no, but the veteran playmakers scream yes on that defense. And I think they'll go to Mile High and win a higher scoring game. And then I believe once again, as a road wildcard team, that Josh Allen and company will go back and wreak revenge on the Texans, who will win at Steelers and at New England. Texans at home will have a home AFC Championship game. And I believe that the Buffalo Bills will get revenge on the game that they barely lost, you'll recall, on a Thursday night at Texans. Now, Davis Mills played quarterback, but he was playing at a pretty high level at that point. And they sacked Josh Allen 8 times in that game, and I don't think that will happen again. As much as I respect the Texans defense, it's better than Buffalo's, clearly. It's the best. But Josh Allen will be the best player on the field in that game. And then Josh Allen and company will play in their first Super Bowl together. And the Eagles are going to win that Super Bowl. I think the Eagles will be favored to win that Super Bowl, and I think they will win that Super Bowl. That's still the best defense. Howie made it better when he got Phillips from the Dolphins, gave him another edge rusher. Jalix Hunt just gets better by the snap. They got stud athletes who can run everywhere in that defense. I love Cooper DeJean. We've gone back and forth on Arena Gridiron about him, but he's just a football player who makes plays. Maybe a Dory Jackson is their one weak link, but he's talented. And my God, the other corner is simply the best corner in football. I just love everything about him, and I love this guy the most. He's just a winner. That's all he is. Jalen Hurts makes winning football plays, arm and especially legs. And I think he will use his legs more and more through these playoffs, as he did over the last 6 games of the regular season. The Philadelphia Eagles just know how to win football games better than anybody else in this tournament knows how to win football games. I think they've been waiting for this moment. They will, I know it's dangerous to flip the proverbial switch, but they've been flipping it a little bit here and there all year long. They've shown me enough. They did win at Buffalo. And they're going to beat Buffalo again in the Super Bowl. I hate it. I hate them. I hate it for my Dallas Cowboys. But Jerry, here's the standard. You say before you retire, you want to win the most Super Bowls of any owner. Well, here's what a Super Bowl team looks like. My Dallas Cowboys are about as far from the Super Bowl as I am sitting here in Southern California from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's how far we are from a Super Bowl as I speak. But the Eagles are closer than you think. They got 2 home games and a game at Seattle to show you what they're about to show you. They're going to go win it again. They are going to go back to back in the Super Bowl. And at least it shows us what the standard is. At least it sets the bar that high above, way above our heads. Jerry, it's your move.